to another episode of The Follow-Up. I'm Eden, and this is my dad Noah, and every week we sit in my bed and have a conversation about something we want to talk about. And this week we're going to talk about how we're in our fantasy basketball championship. So this is my second year doing it with you.
Mm-hmm.
This is our first time, and your first time in this league in the championship.
Right, in this league, yeah.
And it's really exciting.
Yeah, last year was disappointing.
We had so many injuries, and we landed last.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, we're making a comeback. We've sacrificed so many players, so many keepers, which we'll get into later, to get these amazing players we have in our roster now. All right. So the league is it's called a 2-year keeper league. So you can keep 2 players from 1 year to the next that were drafted in between rounds 8 and 11, and then, or 8 through 12, or then 13 through free agency. So one person in that one group, one person in the other group, and you're allowed to keep them. And they're on your team for the next year. So last year, when we were out of it, we traded Joel Embiid to someone who could use him now, because you couldn't keep him, you could use him now. And we were out of the playoffs. And we got back Lauri Markkanen, who for a keeper for this year. Yes.
Since he was drafted later last year.
Yeah.
And so he was awesome for us. He was a great keeper. Our 2 keepers this year were Lauri Markkanen and Jalen Duren from the Pistons, who is just a points and rebounds machine. And Lauri Markkanen, unfortunately, has been injured, played 1 game this week, but now he's out with a shoulder injury. So we could drop him because he's no longer he's no longer available for us for the championship.
Yeah.
All right. So we were in 4th place and our team was good. Our team was really good, and we were in 4th place at the trade deadline. And all of a sudden, I see some crazy trades being made in the league, and I'm thinking, whoa! All right, let's go.
We'll go all in.
We're all in. So,
I don't care if we're going to get the best players, but I don't care if we're last in the league next year. We'll just win this year.
We went all in. Okay, so it started actually back on December 15th. We traded Scoot Henderson, who would be a keeper for somebody next year, and Zion Williamson. Zion's had a really good year.
He could not be a keeper.
Right, but we traded those 2 for Pascal Siakam, who's been terrific, a mainstay. Okay. Then the trade deadline was March 5th, and we started making trades. So here are our trades. We traded Jalen Suggs and Keegan Murray, 2 potential keepers for somebody else. We took Suggs the last pick of the draft this year. He's been good. For Keontae George, who could be a keeper for us, and Giannis. Okay. Then, getting Giannis is crazy. Then we turned around and traded Keontae George and then this is when we started trading picks for next year. So we traded Keontae George and a 6th-round pick, which is actually a 4th-round pick because you have keepers. So for Jason Tatum and a 13th-round pick. All right, now we've got Tatum.
Right, but that's actually a 9th-round pick, right?
A 13th-round pick. No, we traded for a 15th, so it's actually a 13th.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And we traded Keldon Johnson and an 11th-round pick, which is actually a 9th-round pick, for Herb Jones and a 13th. So, and Herb Jones hit some threes, but he is steals and blocks, and that's why you get him. Okay. So now, with all that said, take everybody through the league. That it's a head-to-head league. So there's 12 teams. You play a different opponent every week, and there are 9 categories, and you've got to win 5 of those in order to win the week. So what are the categories?
Categories are field goal percentage, free throw percentage, 3-pointers made, points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, turnovers. You want to have the greatest in all of them, the greatest number in all categories except turnovers.
Right, and the fewest turnovers. So we started this year, we had the number 2 overall pick, and we took
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Right, so the number 1 pick was Jokic, who we're actually playing against this week because Andrew, who runs his team, Linsanity Forever, big Knicks fan, he traded for Jokic around the trade deadline. And so we took Shea number 2, and he's been, he's an MVP candidate.
I think people were surprised.
Yeah, I think they thought maybe Shea might go 3-4, but
it was
we were sold on Shea. We were sold on Shea at number 2. So how about you read down our roster, and I'll let you. And if I remember correctly, I'll let everyone know after you read it how we got that player. Okay.
Jalen Brunson.
We drafted Jalen. Yep.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Drafted him.
Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen we picked up as a free agent, so you have a $100 fake money budget, and we picked up Grayson Allen as soon as I had found out that Bradley Beal wasn't going to be around much early, and Grayson Allen's had the best 3-point shooting season I think in NBA history this year. He's been terrific.
Okay, Trey Murphy III.
Yep, we drafted Trey late. Yeah, we drafted Trey late, and we kept him because he was going to be, and he started off injured, but Trey's a terrific 3-point shooter.
Herb Jones.
Yep, we traded for Herb.
Jason Tatum.
Traded for Tatum.
Jalen Duren.
That's who we kept from last year.
Nikola Vucevic.
Yep, drafted Vuce.
Bam Adebayo.
Drafted Bam.
Derek White.
Yeah, one of the best picks in the draft, I think. Drafted him.
Pascal Siakam.
Traded for him.
Ivica Zubac.
Zubac is a rebounding machine. Block shots, too.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Traded.
Kelly Olynyk.
And Olynyk has been, as for a big man with assists, threes, and steals, we picked up Olynyk as soon as Scotty Barnes went out for the year. And I thought, well, Olynyk's probably going to get a lot of those minutes, and we spent a lot of money on Olynyk, too, and it was worth it.
Last but not least, Naz Reid.
And Naz Reid we drafted Naz Reid, and he's too good not to play, even though he's a big man in that lineup on that team with Towns and Gobert. But I never count on those two being healthy all the time either. And this year, Cat got hurt. He'll be back at some point, but Naz Reid is maybe the best 6-man or backup big in the league. Okay, so this week we're going up against in the championship game. Oh, our team name is?
True Grit.
True Grit. Now, do you remember why it's True Grit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of the basketball player who had True Grit on their knuckles.
He had True Grit tattooed on his knuckles. Do you remember the player's name?
Nope.
He's the avatar on our...
Yeah, I know. I have no idea.
I'll show it. If I can find the photo, I'll show it here on the podcast.
I do not remember.
Cherokee Parks.
Oh.
Went to Duke, big man, and he got a lot of tattoos when he got in the league, and he got True Grit right across. And Cherokee now works for the NBA.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we're now going up against Linsanity Forever, the first place team. Okay, and their team is?
CJ McCollum, Peter Pritchard, Ty Jones.
Trey Jones, yeah.
Okay. Royce O'Neal, Anthony Davis, Max Strus,
Aiden?
DeAndre Hayden.
DeAndre, yeah.
Nikola Jokic.
Taylor Hendricks. He's the rookie for Utah. Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell, De'Aaron Fox.
Mm-hmm. D'Angelo Russell. Ausar Thompson.
Ausar Thompson. P.J. Washington Jr. and Karis LeVert.
Yeah. So on paper, we have a better team. We do.
Yes.
But it doesn't always come down to that. Guys might sit out,
right.
Or maybe he has more. So right this week he has 54 games, and we have 52.
Right.
But
have we updated our roster yet?
Yes. Yeah. But maybe if someone ends up getting hurt or going out, then we pick up somebody else. So the maximum amount of games usually you get 4 players would have 4 games in a week the most. So we did a whole bunch of research and looked up. So our key players, Brunson has 4 games this week, 3 on the road. Shea's got 4 games, and including at Indiana, at Charlotte, not very good defensive teams. Tatum's got 4 games and no back-to-backs, which means also Derek White has 4 games.
4 games,
yeah,
back-to-back.
Right? And then, and 3 of those are at home. Jalen Duren's got 4 games. Bam's got 4 games. Siakam's got 4 games. Giannis has 4 games, but he has a Tuesday, Wednesday back-to-back Washington, Memphis. The Pels also have 4 games. Trey Murphy, Herb Jones have 4 games. And what I was thinking about this year as we put together our team, we were thinking about towards the end of the season, who are going to be the players that we're going to be playing for something. So our guys have playoff positioning that they're fighting for. So they're not just going to be sitting out just to rest because they can't afford to. Their teams need them. So that's important.
Right, even though Shea with OKC, they're going to make the playoffs.
They already clinched, yep. And they're the top team in the West, but they're only in first place by half a game.
Exactly. So I'm guessing they want to stay in first place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Home court advantage.
Yeah, throughout the whole playoffs,
throughout the whole playoffs, who doesn't want that?
Right.
So they're going to, and Shea is really crucial on their team.
The most.
Yeah. With Chet, and Chet and him together play.
Yeah, Jalen Williams.
Jalen Williams, they're awesome together.
Awesome.
So they need him to be awesome. They need each other. So that's what's going to be important, that he's playing because they need him.
Yeah, and they've won a wild game at the Garden the other night and against the Knicks. And also, you want to hear a crazy stat?
Sure.
Remember how I told you about college basketball players? A bunch of them now are older.
Yeah,
because
like
they
26.
Right. So North Carolina's team. So I told you they had a kid, Connor Ryan, something like that, Ryan, Cormac Ryan. He turns 26 this year.
Hello.
The average age of the University of North Carolina team is older than the Oklahoma City Thunder team. Isn't that wild?
But OKC's a really young team.
Isn't that wild?
So what are those numbers?
The average age, I think, of North Carolina is 24 something, 24 point something, and Thunder's 23 something. And so this Oklahoma City team.
But it's the NBA.
You said it before the season started. You thought it was going to be Oklahoma City and Boston in the finals.
I still think.
Or Milwaukee. I forget. I think it was Boston.
I still think that.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, they're the top two teams right now, and OKC is a half game up on Denver, a full game up on Minnesota. But they don't have that playoff experience yet, but we'll see. All right, so let's look at his team. So he's got Anthony Davis. We looked at his crucial players. Anthony Davis has 4 games, but he has 2 sets of back-to-back. Am I boring you? Two sets of back-to-backs. But AD usually doesn't sit games. LeBron might sit a game, but the Lakers need every win they can get. De'Aaron Fox has 4 games, including a back-to-back, though, at the Knicks, at Boston, which would be 2 really tough games for him.
At the Knicks, at Boston.
Back-to-back.
What team is this again?
De'Aaron Fox for the Kings.
Fox for the Kings.
Donovan Mitchell's coming back from injury. He has 4 games this week. But here's the most significant one. Jokic only has 3 games.
Yes, that is significant.
San Antonio, at the Clippers, home for Atlanta.
Yes.
That's the most significant.
Where do you think this week will be really strong in categories? But where do you think we might have to fight a little bit harder?
I think we have to fight a little bit harder on threes. Especially if D'Angelo Russell does again this week what he did last week. He had 14 threes last week. That's a really big week. We're gonna need some more of that. And I think we need more assists. But it helps that Jokic, who had 39 assists last week,
he's out.
It helps that he's missing a game. So if we looked at last week, Andrew's team last week versus our team, we had 50 games. He had 53, but he only had Donovan Mitchell for 1 game, but he had 53 games. We won in field goal percentage, dominated in field goal percentage, lost in free throw percentage, lost by 7 in threes, won points by 200, won rebounds by 140, lost assists by 4, lost steals, which was tough, losing by 8. We won blocks by 2, and turnovers were tied.
So, and
I don't know what a tiebreaker is.
If anybody was following, that means we were tied in categories.
Right, 4, and 1. Yeah, so I don't know how that's gonna work.
Maybe you play another week or something.
No, I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna text. I'm gonna find out, and then I'm gonna let the group text know that we went through and did that, and they're gonna say, "Get a life. You're sick," or "Don't you have anything else to do?" I said, "Well, I wanted to know where we stand here." Yeah.
We need to get to know our competition.
Exactly. So you feel confident?
I'm confident, and I want to win.
Yeah. You won the family bracket challenge
For men's basketball.
I'm pretty sure you're going to win women's too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've already won that before the Final Fours even started. So well done.
Thank you.
Now we're gonna try to win fantasy hoops.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I forget what the prize is. It's money. I just forget how much it is. But here's what we're gonna do. I'll take the money back that I put into it, and then I'll give you 5%. I'll split it with you. I'll give you half.
That's fair.
Oh, I think that's plenty fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's plenty fair. All right, and so every morning this week, wake up, see what's going on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been nice having you as a partner.
I like doing it with you.
Yeah. Good luck this week. To us.
Good luck.
The true grit.
To us.
Love you.
Love you.